a 4-day week work girl, 2-day, 3-day, 5-day. That's 2 clients a day, right? Actually, under the $1,700 model, it's one client a day, right? And so then your average ticket goal, if it's 1 client a day, what's the dollar amount? 1,700. 17 divided by 5. $340. So you're needing to bring in $340. If you bring in $85,000, you're taking home $42,500. Does that make sense? Because we're splitting it.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Janish, owner of Adored Salon and Adored Signature Hand-Tied Hair Extensions. I'm obsessed with curly hair. I cut it, style it, and extend it, and this podcast is all about my curly girl obsessions that stretch far beyond just curly hair. Hey there, it's me, Jennifer, from the Curly Girls Obsessions. This week you are in for a big treat on the podcast. I was fortunate enough to have 18 students from COD Hair School come into the salon, and we discussed all things hair related, work related, more so business, I would say, because I wanted to give them a really good foundation, right, for what they're going into. People talk about making a lot of money in this industry, but they never really talk about how they get there. And that's what I did in this conversation, was break it down on how to become the hairstylist that people want to come in to see and value your opinion. I hope you enjoy it. It's a good 30 minutes. It's a little, maybe it's even longer. I'm not actually quite sure how long it is, but it's just a piece of the conversation that you're going to get to sit in on and listen. Hope you love it.
So her blonding promo is $100 for this, right? She's gotten in people left and right. And like I said, we're going to discuss that. But so I'm just telling you guys that because it is the average going rate for something like that. So if we divide this by $300, that's 5.5 clients in a week. $1,700, right? But again, now if you're in a commission salon or even working in a suite, we're gonna double this, right? Because in a suite, you got taxes and overhead, whatever. In a commission salon, we're a 50-50 split here, so we'll just double it. So you need 10 clients in a week. 10 clients. To the point of the upselling. What's your name? Max. To Max's point on upselling, I'm sorry, I thought everybody in here was girls. It was not that I didn't even look over
my
here.
face doesn't exactly give away.
And I just didn't look. So I'm apologizing. Your point to upselling. This is how I made so much money. At the time, conditioning treatments in our salon were $10. I was like, no one is leaving without this conditioning treatment. No one, right? That was my upsell. So, little Jennifer was like, okay, you want this whatever, your hair, I don't care what down season it was either. I was like, yeah, it's summer, your ends, they're probably dry from the sun. It's winter, yeah, it's dry, yeah, we need that conditioning treatment. Like, you know, it'll feel so nice. And honestly, I would massage it in because when you're new, you have time. And I took the time to make it feel like that $10 conditioning treatment was like $100. And then they wanted it every time, but guess what? The next time they came back, oh, it's 15 now. When I first did it, it was like, we have a special running on conditioning treatments. They are $10. They're normally $15. The next time they wanted the $15 condition, they didn't care. They just didn't care. So when you think of those things, right? Olaplex, we charge $25 for it, and I think we are actually low. I feel like Olaplex in salons is more like $40, and it's in the color. And then it's a 10-minute conditioning treatment after the fact at the bowl. Like, you got the time and you're saving their hair. That's kind of like a no-brainer. And honestly, they know Olaplex. It is everywhere. So, back to your numbers. In a commission salon, that $1,700 needs to be then $3,400, right? In a week. Seems crazy, but it's doable. It's totally doable. And please know, this $100,000, this is like a 3-year plan to get there. This is not like you pushing yourself first year out of school. Some of you will be amazing and that will happen. You will work in the right place where the services are expensive, they got clients coming in left and right, and you're awesome on social media, and it could happen. For me, 35 years ago, it took me 6 years, 6 years, so 29 years ago, my haircuts were $23. My foils were $55. We did not do toners. A partial foil was probably $35, and I told you the conditioning treatments were $10. I also knew how to wax really good. Like, they were getting eyebrow waxes at the shampoo bowl. That was like $5. What? But I managed to get to $100,000 then. Like, I was just like, they thought I was a god. They were like, holy hell, this girl can work. Hence why they wouldn't let me go on vacation, right? Because I was really making a lot of money behind the chair. But it didn't just happen. Like I told you guys, it wasn't just me aimlessly looking around for it. In my mind, after that Michael Cole seminar, I wanted to have these printed up, and I'm going to send this to you, Stephanie. You can write this down to text me tomorrow, and I'm gonna send you an image, and you all can take this image. So what it was a schedule. Paper and pen was all we used then. There was none of this online stuff. And honestly, I feel like a paper and pen still to this day is your best friend, because if you think it, you feel it, you write it, it becomes a reality. It is, it works. And it was all about what you said, Max. This entire paper, you go into the salon, right? And you have one person on your schedule for that day. You're like, oh, God, I suck. Oh my God, she's over there with 10. Can't even stand this. One client, it just takes one client to love you, to get you every other client under the sun, right? Word of mouth is huge. And you look at that client, right? And this whole piece of paper, I'm gonna explain it so you understand it when she gets it to you. So it has your columns. It has, I believe, like an estimated what you would make if you just settled for that one client who's scheduled for their haircut, right? And then it says, how am I adding on here? And there's lines. Okay, I told you everybody got a conditioning treatment. Then clear shades came along. Oh, damn, your hair looks so dull. We need to shine. We need to shine this up, and it was like $25 then. Again, it was an easy upsell. Who doesn't want shiny hair? Then I was like face framing foils. The salon I worked at, I told you they thought I was a god because I could do foils, and they were pulling hair through a cap. Does anybody know what pulling through a cap is? That's all that they did. So when they saw that I could do foils, they were like, oh, it's awesome. is it hard to believe, like, that I
That's so
actually
funny.
existed? Like, this did not even exist then, okay? And I would be like, oh, face framing highlights. Let's get you 5 foils in your head. It's another, you know, so our full foils were $50. I think I priced 5 at $20. And it was like between $20 for the face framing highlights, then another $25 for the clear, that's $45, and then a $10 for the conditioner, because even though they still had the clear, they still needed the conditioner. Their hair was dry. And they were only getting a $23 haircut, right? So $23, what's the math? 45, 55, plus 23. $78 from $23. Now, people are gonna tell you no. That's fine. You could tell me no all damn day long, but guess what? If you don't ask for it, they don't have the opportunity to tell you no. So you ask. And I'm not saying like the salesman, like that, it wasn't like I didn't believe that this was the best thing for them, right? It wasn't like me being money hungry. It was a challenge. Like I was like, this girl, I gotta make that car payment, I gotta pay this health insurance, like, and I'm on my own. Nobody's gonna do this for me. My dad already said, don't ever ask me for money. So it was like, they came to me and I would start the consultation with, okay, so tell me what we're doing today. Well, I'm scheduled for a haircut. Okay, is that all you wanted? Is that all that you wanted today? Like, I am looking at your hair and I do feel like it could use a conditioning treatment. Oh, you think so? Odds are nobody told this person what they thought she could get. And all of a sudden they're like, well, what else do you think I should have? I'm like, well, if it was my hair, I would need dimensional color because one color is kind of not really the thing anymore. And, you know, I want it to have shine. I really would want my ends to feel good, especially because everybody was a blowout. Like, we're killing their hair then. Thermal protectant? Hell no. Aquanet hairspray with high amounts of alcohol, probably flaming with the brush on it. Like, everybody's ends were dry and crispy because hair care wasn't what it was today. And I would love when someone said, well, what do you think I need? Door open. Yeah, exactly. And that's the key to getting there, right? So if you only settle for what is on your schedule, you have done a disservice to yourself. If you figure out how to add on simple treatments, then you will get there. You will never get there if you settle. Never. The other thing too is in your guys' stage, you're probably gonna go through a mentorship program in a salon. You're probably gonna have a direct point of contact with either a manager or a salon owner. One of the key things you need to ask them is, what can I discount or give away for free? I told you that I told them the conditioning treatment was on special for $10 this time, right? Next time it would be $15. I had a conversation with the salon owner, like, I want to do this upselling. What is it that I can discount and give now that the next time will be full price? And she was like, well, nothing. And I was like, well, this will be to your benefit. Because you know that once I start producing this, they're going to want it. She was resistant. She was very resistant. And then all it took was one day of watching me do this. And she was like, you could give away the shit. Because she knew I wouldn't. So you have to have that in your brain, right? These people that you are going to come in contact with, you have to be able to talk with them to better yourself. You really have to advocate for yourself because nobody else will. This whole numbers thing. So then, that's the week, right? Let's just take that $1,700. Divide it by how many days a week do you want to work? Are you a 4-day week work girl, 2-day, 3-day, 5-day? Don't go past 5 days a week. Don't. You need that downtime. Divide that by 5. That's 2 clients a day, right? Actually, under the $1,700 model, it's one client a day, right? And so then your average ticket goal, if it's 1 client a day, what's the dollar amount? 1,700. 17 divided by 5. $340. So you're needing to bring in $340. Did I confuse everybody because I said like commission, like you'd have to double this amount, right? So we're in a 50-50 split in this salon.
Okay.
If you bring in 85,000, you're taking home 42,500. Does that make sense? Because we're splitting it.
I'm kind of confused on all of the
3,400. So does that? I know this seems crazy, and I was like, okay, we're just going to stick with the 1,700 because it's easy. So let's go back. Let's reverse. I'm wrong. Let's just do it for the sake of doing it. 3,400 divided by 5 days is 680 a day. Yes. And then if you, that's per day what you have to make. So if you have a day that you only make 500, the next day, then you have to make plus 680, 860. Is that making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Did I fix that problem for you guys? Okay. Yes, you totally did.
Totally.
If you do the math in your head, right? Like, I know it's confusing because it's a 50-50 split in a commission salon. And honestly, booth rental is the same because you have your expenses. So if you, what? Yes, we're 50-50 split in here. The difference between that and a suite rental, the commission salon comes with a lot of perks. We have a full-time receptionist. She makes all the appointments. We have, when you go to our website, it's like fill out this new client profile. I watch these come in all night long. People are on the internet and they are looking up curly hair salons, and we are popping up because of our website, okay? That's another perk with the commission salon. Usually they have a website. If they're psychotic like me and they love marketing, their website is working for them all night long. I have never been in a salon like ours where in one day 5 to 10 people that are brand new, never been in here, will call just because of our website. They don't care who they get. They just want to be in here because they know we can do curly hair. They've seen our work on social media. They've seen it on our website. They already like, know, and trust us. Like, we've already taken care of all of that. Or the new stylist. Like, hello, Mia, walking into this great gift. Like, they're just going to be like, get me in.
They have been.
Right? Like they
have
do.
been.
They just want to be in here. And so this client profile comes in and it asks them their name, their address, what their current hair care plan is. What, like, send us, you can upload images, hair, front, back, and side, and what's your inspiration? And who would you like to see? So we have all this information, and then we know, okay, this is an adored signature full and a curly cut, and they're like, okay, sign me up, no problem, and they come in for it. Can someone tell me where I was going with that? I know we were talking about this. How did I get on that tangent? Commission Salon. Thank you. Thank you for remembering. What's your name? Frankie needs a prize. So we have the receptionist. We have an assistant. The assistant is shampooing while someone, I still work with multiple people. I like to have an assistant because if I'm not doing another client, I want to go eat. I want to make a cup of coffee. I want to respond to an email. I want to take care of the tragedy that's happened over here that someone can't answer to. You know, like there's always something going on in my life and I need a lot of help to make this work, right? And then the color is in the back room. It just shows up in boxes, these girls. Like they're like, oh great, like 7NW is right there. I don't have to worry about it. Their client comes in with 10 shades of red hair. Mia? Had a blonding promo client, 3 inches of black outgrowth, hair to her waist, crimson. What did she want? J-Lo.
Of course.
I'm like, okay. Mia, she needs to sign a waiver. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And Mia's like looking at me. I'm like, you need to go tell her that hair is probably gonna lift to pink. Like, this may not work out the way she wants it to. And that girl, she fucking knocked it out of the park. Mia, pull up that before and after. So, but the ability to have in that back room,
I had everything I needed.
all the colors to counteract what was going on. Like, and I'm like, listen, if the red is outstanding and you put in highlights, you can't make her look like that because what you need to tone the red is what? Green.
Green.
And if we lift her highlights to ash, hopefully better than pink ash, and we put green, what's gonna happen? The red's still gonna look red as shit, and the highlights are gonna look green.
Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, literally.
So she did sign the waiver. I told the client, like, you can't be as light as J-Lo because we have to have your hair, the color going over the red has to be darker level than the red, right? To cover it. And whatever. So she was like, I think I scared her, right? Like,
Yeah.
I was freaking out. And so she looks dark in this picture, but it,
I know. Go to the next one. I think you could tell it's a little lighter.
ton. Like, I mean, there was a hint of the red in there, but like, but it's gorgeous. But
Wait, you gotta see the before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then she has me, can you guys see that? Then she has me going, okay, Mia, this last one took you 4 hours. Get those foils in and out in 2 hours. We cannot be having these 4-hour blonding foils, right? And you did.
Yeah.
The minute that I said to her, like, I'm done with this. Like, we've had enough of these 4-hour
Fire under my ass.
foils. Like, get this done. It got done. Okay. So she had access to all of that color that, like I said, shows up like a fairy godmother. Because on my Mondays, I'm coming in here and doing this. We love to market in here. So we have email marketing. We send out 2 emails for the salon every week. Every Monday, we put out an email with all of our availability. I do not have pride in this. Like, I am not like my friend down the street. Yeah, she can see that I have 6 available time slots. I don't care. I've been doing this 35 years, and yes, I still have openings. But I ask for those clients to come in, because remember I told you guys, if you don't ask, they can't say no. We send out this email every Monday, and it posts automatically from our email I load it so that it automatically goes to our Instagram as a post, right? So now it's on social media. It's on Instagram and Facebook, this cute little thing I make on Canva every week, right? With all of our openings. And then we post it to the story. And then we link in the story the online booking. Book your spot now. Tap here, like strong direction. People need direction. Tap here. We take deposits for every appointment. Everybody has to put down a 50% deposit. If they don't cancel within 24, it's like 24 hours for color and haircuts, 48 hours, 72 hours for hair extensions, they're gonna lose that. If they no-show us, they're getting charged the entire appointment. And they know it. It is all listed out. And people are like, oh my God, but what if it scares them? I don't fucking care. Because if they don't show up, I don't want them.
And that's your whole day.
Money, right? And I am the person, I'll take the bad review. Go ahead. Go tell Sally that I charged you full price. Because guess what? I want Sally to know when she books her appointment, she needs to freaking show up. Or she's going to get charged too. So they see all this, they know it, and it's all in their face. Funny story, and I do have to tell you guys this one because this is really funny. How are we on time? Is it it's 7 o'clock? Okay. Is anybody getting bored? Is anybody hungry? Is anybody thirsty? Okay. Back there, are you guys getting bored with me? Okay. So cancellation policy, right? We just started this, I want to say 3 years ago, where I was like hardcore cancellation policy because I had a whole group of new stylists. When people cancel on me, I got to tell you, a lot of the time I'm like, thank God, I'm going to go sit down. But I still charge them. But the new girls were like, I am losing my whole day. They know this formula. We have a mentorship workbook, and then we have a goal-setting workbook. With your schedule, you write down what your service dollars are, you write down what your tips were, you write down what you sold in retail, you write down your credit card tips, and it's listed out every week. Like, you know what you are making, and if you don't, you're dumb, because there's reports in the phone that you are able to access on the website, right? So they're like, this is my whole day. How could this happen? Because 5-hour foils. Do not be the 5-hour foil girl. You will fuck yourself. You will not have more than one client a day, right? So they're coming to me like, she doesn't want show up. We need this. And I was like, oh my God. So we instilled this cancellation policy. I put it all out there. There was fear. There was a lot of fear because I was like, and we changed it to this 50% deposit. Do you know what people were like with that 50% deposit? Like, you don't trust me? I've been coming to you for 30 years. I gotta pay 50% up front? This is ridiculous. And I was like, well, it's our policy. If you wanna get in, it's just gonna be how it works. You pay 50% up front when you book the appointment, you pay the other 50%. The benefit to that was that people could no longer book out a year on my schedule. People think that's job security. That's appointment cloggation. You get clogged up with these root touch-ups and little blowouts, and you don't have time for unicorns and rainbows to slide in on your schedule, right? I'm not saying that the touch-ups and the blowouts are bad. They're great, but you also want room to shine. If someone books every 4 weeks for a year and then decides to take a vacation on the 4-week appointment, guess what? Evelyn with her bleach touch-up every 4 weeks, we gotta redo the whole thing. The receptionist looks at me like she wants to take my head off. And rightfully so. It's a lot of freaking work to find this time, right? Along with everybody else who's booked out for a year, right? So it stopped that dead in its tracks, and it was good. So we have this instilled, right? And like I said, I was nervous. One of the girls comes up to me, my client's 5 minutes late. She's not here. I'm like, okay, call her. So she's like, well, I think I'm gonna wait another 5 minutes. Julie, can you call my client? Because God forbid, right? They're scared. And I'm not making fun of anybody who's here, right? Mia, this is a lesson. Callie, if you plan on working here, this is a lesson. London, you will be working here, this is a lesson.
Yep.
London I think already knows this story. So Julie calls the client. I'm not gonna make it. My car just got repossessed. I went out to come to the salon. She was coming in here for unicorns and rainbows and a curly haircut. Service dollars alone, over $500. She's like, I'm gonna have to call you back. They're taking my car right now. Click. Okay, fine. Julie's like, her car is getting repossessed. Who the hell is making a hair appointment for this much money if the car is getting repossessed, right? I'm already irritated because you're a slacker. Like, give me a break. So then she calls back. Yeah, I want to reschedule that appointment. Do you have later on today? Julie's like, okay, well, you're going to have to put down another deposit. I just told you my car got repossessed and you're not going to let me move my deposit? Well, we can't. Good thing Julie's previous job was HR. She's like the hammer. She's like, well, that's not our policy. Our policy is actually that we should be charging you full price. And she's like screaming, I want to talk to the owner. I'm going to write you a bad review. Blah, blah, blah. Now, there are some times in business when you need to be above the bar. This was not my best moment. I get on the phone. I'm like, yes, this is Jennifer, the owner. I understand that you missed your appointment. My car got repossessed and now your receptionist is telling me that I can't reschedule my appointment. I'm like, well, you are fully capable of rescheduling your appointment if you leave another deposit. I just told you my car got repossessed. I can't afford to leave another deposit. I'm like, listen, the fact that your car got repossessed and the fact that you want to spend $500 here, I know I'm not here to lecture you, but I think that's bullshit. You should not be coming here. She's like, well, I moved here from a different state and I didn't know it was going to get repossessed. I go, well, did you know that you weren't making the payment? She's like, well, I didn't know it was going to get repossessed. I'm like, you freaking knew it was going to get repossessed. And this is not the client I want. Like, have you guys all heard of an ideal client? It's definitely not ideal. Definitely not ideal. So she continues to argue with me, and I'm getting heated. Heated. Thank God the clients that were in here were good clients. And she's like, I'm gonna write a bad review about you. I'm like, you know what? Let me spell my name. Do you got a piece of paper? So you get it right. And I literally spelled out my name for her. Do you know she still spelled it wrong? She spelled it wrong on Google. I was like, and honestly, I feel like that was kind of the turning point. You know, we all fear these bad reviews. We have so many good reviews. I was like, bring on the bad. Because you know people are going to watch that for Comedy Hour. They'll be like, what? She literally put that her car got repossessed and that I did not care about her. Yes! I think she called me Janet. Like, I was like, I spelled it out. This phone call got so intense. This is when you love an old-fashioned phone. I took that phone, and I was literally beating it into the thing when I got done, because there was no talking sense to her, right? I was not going to get through to her. Thank God for the cancellation, so she fought it. I got the letter from the credit card company, and it came down to, she said it was fraud. No.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, actually, she has to tell the receptionist the numbers on the card when she calls and the date. And they're like, oh yeah, I can see here, manual entry. And I'm like, yes, she called, she booked the appointment. And we also have it that if you book online too, you got to put in your credit card because it's going to take the deposit in order to make the appointment. I won because on my website it clarified everything. It said, this is our policy, and they have to read it before they move. If they don't choose to read the book and they choose to move forward, that's on them, not on me. And every single time something has gone down like that with my team, I will stand behind them. The customer is not always right. And I would also ask that in an interview, right? Because they say like the customer is always right. You know that you're down here. So now again, in certain things, yes, the customer is right. The customer is the greatest thing. They feed us, they clothe us. We need them, right? But there are the ones that are crazy and impossible with repossessed cars. And that kind of stuff happens. It really does. I think we have buried those numbers to death. Did I make my point clear? Yes. So then you also know in the retail, you're gonna divide it down. In your tips, you're gonna divide it down to get to your daily number. This is the most basic way to know your numbers, right? $100,000. Like I said, it's gonna pop up all over your phone, the 6-figure stylist, it's gonna be everywhere. And now you know how to get there. If you guys don't understand that, call into Google. If you need Google to make this simpler, tell ChatGPT to explain it to you like a 6-year-old. Like, and it will tell you everything. This entire workbook was written last Thursday with me and an hour of COD on my desktop. Like, this is my topics, this is what I want, this is how it works, and like 40 pages. I was like, I don't know if they can stay this long. Okay, so we talked about reverse, and we're all good with that, right?
Yes.
Stephanie, do you think I did a good enough job explaining that?
That's real.
Now this roadmap. What you're gonna do with this roadmap, so I told you, you cannot just get there aimlessly wandering. You gotta think about it. Who said travel? You, right? Okay, you're like, I wanna take a trip to California next year. I wanna stay in a 5-star resort on the ocean. I want to hear the ocean like it's flowing under me. I'm going to rent a car when I'm there because I want to drive all over. All these things cost money, right? So here's the thought. Also now, Claude and chat, like it's a great thing. Like find me the best resort for X, Y, or Z. I want to have a car because I don't want to rely on Uber. I want to eat dinner out every night. I want to do 3 different excursions, go here or there, right? It's gonna give you a price. Let's just say that price is $10,000.
That's a lot of money.
I know it's a lot, but traveling is really expensive. Like if you're gonna stay in those places, right? That hotel room on the ocean is going to cost you over $600. And it's gonna be tiny. It's gonna be tiny. California is crazy expensive, right? You're gonna come up with that dollar amount. That is a milestone. $10,000 divided by 12. What is that? It's like
I don't know.
880, 900. I feel like something like that. That you need to.
All right, how's that for some spicy salon talk and a little peek into the industry and how things work? Yes, you are a salesman no matter what you do in your life, because number one, you are always selling you. And you know, with hair, it's no different. You have to get your client to like, know, and trust you and believe that what you have to offer them is the best and that your opinion really matters. And that's what that conversation was about. So if you like what you heard, follow me on social media at Jennifer_Johnson_Janish. That's on Instagram. The salon is Adored Salon, and the hair extension line is at adored_signature_hand-tied_hair. And of course, the Curly Girls Obsessions podcast channel, where you will get little bleeps and clips of the podcast. So that's the Curly Girls Obsession. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you know a friend who would like to hear this, or you think should hear this, send it to them. And if you don't already, hit the subscribe button, because subscribing gets our podcast to grow. This is all done for free. We don't have sponsors, so it is paid for by yours truly. And I would love to grow enough to have sponsors to help pay for it. So thanks for listening in, and I'll see you next week.